Hello and welcome to Let's Talk SEO. Now, regardless of what people think about keywords and the shift towards a more topicality of your content and the topicality of your website, keywords are still an important part of your SEO process. Not because you're going to go ahead and insert all of those keywords onto your page, but you want to see like how Google is treating those keywords and how other websites may be leveraging them and how your niche, like what kind of keywords are within your niche, and that gives you a very good idea to understand like where you want to go from there. So I would take the keywords, I would turn them into clusters. I would then try to figure out, what cluster would make a great parent page and what cluster would make a good cluster page or sub pages that will link to that page. And that's part of the content strategy and part of the overall SEO strategy of a website. The problem is most people rely on tools to try and suggest like what keywords are within their niche. And recently a person approached me, well actually a business owner approached me, and they said, you know what, these are the keywords we're targeting. We have an in-house guy that does a very good job of doing keyword research, and we want to take a look at the keywords. And when I took a look at the keywords, I could tell right away that there were many keywords that were not in the list for whatever reason. And even though I keep saying, all right, topicality is a part of your SEO process, but equally a part of your SEO process is also understanding what you're working with. And if you have a limited set of keywords, you're going to have a limited set of clusters, you're going to have a limited approach to your website's SEO. All things considered, it's important to have a list of keywords, at least ones that people are actively searching for. And that's where the tool that I built comes in. So this is a free tool. You can go ahead, copy and paste the script. You need to know how to use Google Collab, which I'll also go into a little bit in this video. But before I get into the video, I just want to say I offer SEO services for a living. There's a link in the description. It'll take you to a Google's form. Fill out the Google's form, or you can go to our website, cloudseo.dubai.com, and get in touch with me. Fill out the form. I'll get an email. I'll send you back an email. I'll respond, and we can go from there. But if you're just looking for a consultation, there's just go to my website, cloudseo.dubai.com. There's a link right above that. There's a page for a consultation. Click there, book your consultation, pay for it online. You have just about any time slot that you can choose, whichever is available, and we can consult and find out exactly what you're looking for. Also, if you have a website that's not doing so well, you think it kind of needs there's something wrong with the site, but you're not sure what it is, or it's just not doing well, or hasn't been doing well for a while, then that's a great candidate for a website audit. And my website audit service is also directly, you can purchase it from my website, while I go over literally 2,000 different data points and try to figure out what's going on with your website with me. My website audits take me where the data takes me. So each website audit is unique. It's different depending on what I'm dealing with. So, which means that you get a lot of custom information. You get a lot of information in the way of the strategy that I provide that will help you go ahead and DIY, rank your own site. Now, I understand it's not very easy, but this gives you the blueprint and you know where to work from. Now that I have that away, let me show you my screen. Right, so once you've signed in to Google Collab, this is what you would see. If you don't see this, just click on File over here and just click on New Notebook in Drive, and that should open it up. In fact, let me just do that for you guys real quick so you guys can see exactly where you may start from. Usually you would start from here, but if you don't start from here, you would just click New. So this is where we are at. And so what you'll need to do here is you can give this project any name. I'll give it the name Google Autocomplete Scraper. Okay, and now you need to paste the code, which I have. Now the code will be available, and you'll find the code on my website. There's a link in the description that will take you to the page where the code is. Just copy and paste the code. Now, if you copy and paste the code and you've not used Google Collab before, you may be asked to make a few changes or to give permissions, which you will have to do. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes Google Collab can be sort of finicky. So if it doesn't exactly work as planned for you, just try again. All right, so I've gone ahead and pasted the code. As I mentioned earlier, you should be able to find the code in the link in the link in the description. Just click the link. It'll take you to my page that has the code. Now, all right, so so if you're copying the code directly from my site, then Google Collab is going to be a little strange. And by strange, I mean it's going to see some invisible characters and stuff like that, and that will make it harder for you to use the code.
the hack I found, and the easiest way to do this, because this kind of puzzled me, was that once you open Google Collab and you copy the code from my page, you go ahead and you go to ChatGPT and you ask ChatGPT to do the following. So I'll expand this over here real quick, because this is a problem I ran into, which I didn't run into because I wrote the code by hand in Google Collab. So I didn't know that this was a problem until I started making this video. So what I did was I asked ChatGPT, I said, please remove all invisible characters from this code. And I pasted the code from my page onto ChatGPT. And then ChatGPT produced clear code. And then I copy the code. So make sure that you're copying it from here. So you copy the code and then you go back to Google Collab and you paste it. So you paste the code, you give it a second, it will probably save, and now it will work. If you don't do this, it will not work. This goes for all the other code that's related to Google Collab on my website and that I talk about in my videos. Make sure that you do this, because this is a problem I just ran into and I just found out how to fix this. So once you run, it's asking me here, enter a search query. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it, let's say, food tips. All right, just a general keyword, just so that we get an output, and you'll see that it runs through a whole list of things. So it goes through food. So this is a misspelled food health, diarrhea, tips for food photography, and this is what people are typing in, and it's part of Google's autocomplete. And so if you go down, it's still generating keywords. It's like it generated 205 keywords. Now, you copy and paste this, or you can download this as a CSV file, which I usually recommend that you do if you want to do further processing. And no keyword list should be used without it being correctly processed. And so just bear that in mind. If you're just going to willy-nilly use any of these keywords or these keyword tools, it's a bad idea. So this is how it looks. Once you've downloaded this as a CSV file, here are all the questions, and you will see it's broken down into how, where, and all the different stuff, what, everything's covered. All right. So let's try another one over here, just so that I can show you guys that this works. Another good common one, and this is mainly if you want to do this for local SEO, you're going to be searching for stuff like that. Now, there are free tools that do this, but there are limitations to it. And what I found is that whenever I need to use any of those tools that don't really work as planned, and then there's a limitation, and then it's only the paid tools that work like that. So, which is why I created this, and it took me pretty much half a day to create this tool for myself. All right, so let's try car mechanic and see what all the autocomplete completes that it's returning. And car mechanic is usually a local term, and so people are searching it if they're looking for a mechanic near them. And so what you will see here, and this is the interesting part, and this is why I built this tool, is because you can see Google suggests completion. So you say car mechanic basics course, car mechanic simulator XP cheat, car mechanic. Okay, not sure what happened here. Game dumpstein, car mechanic. All right, so these are all the keywords. But then if you scroll down, you'll see questions. So these are all the can-related questions. Can you play car mechanic simulator with friends? Can a mechanic unlock my car? So these are all the can questions. And you scroll down, then you've got the what questions. And then you've got the how questions. So you're the how questions. How can I get rid of Rust car mechanic simulator? All right. Then you scroll down a little more, and this is how it's categorized. The where questions. So where is car mechanic service book? Then you've got the versus questions, and you've got all of this. And then you've got for the car mechanic simulator XP cheat. So these are all the for questions. And literally, this is like 244. And you can enter any query. So once you've done this, you can enter another query. Let's say keyboard. Let's do best keyboard. All right. So the best keyboard. Hit enter again. And as you can see, there's no limitation. So you're not tied to a service. You're not tied to a program or tokens or any of that thing. and it just starts generating. So right off the bat, you can see it starts with, there you go, enter a search query. So the Google suggests completions. So best keyboard app, best keyboard cleaning kit, best keyboard to learn piano. Go down. All right, we've got lots of more keywords. So just generated quite a bit, 260 keywords, but then you've got categorized keywords. So can questions, then you've got the how questions, then you've got the where questions, the versus questions. And these are all autocomplete, by the way. The for, these are like 500, 600 questions, autocomplete. You just type in a keyword and voila, you've got it. So this is really where, knowing how to process this data comes in. My job is to show you how to get the data. In subsequent videos, I'm going to show you how I process keywords and turn them into content that ranks. All right, and it's not a 1 hour process, but it's a multi-step process. And if you do it correctly, your content will rank. If you just throw it into an editor like Software SEO, just cluster it, that's just half of the process. So you have to go through the process correctly. So I hope you guys like the video. As always, guys, like and subscribe. I will tons of more videos coming up just like these. So if you stay subscribed, hit the bell icon, you will be notified whenever a new video goes live. And as always, I will see you in the next video.